Hello, and welcome to something that is a bit different for my channel. Today, I am going to update my Purple Kiss binder cover, and I thought it would be kind of fun to record my process and kind of just talk about how I set up my files and the different measurements I use for my binder covers. So yeah, let's get into it. So as you can see here, this is the file I created for my Purple Kiss binder cover. I literally just measure the pocket page that I have in my binder to figure out the dimensions that I need to use in Photoshop. So I just take a ruler and I measure the pocket page that's in the binder, and then I go into my Photoshop file. And when you're creating a new document, you can put in whichever measurements you want to use and put in the exact height and width, and there you have it. So for this one, because it's A5 size, it's 6 inches wide and a little more than 8.26. It's about 8.3 inches tall. So that was the measurements that I ended up with, and I put them right into Photoshop to get the like real life-size dimensions. And then I also measured the 6 holes on the side, like where the binder rings are. So I knew where to keep the design focused, because obviously with the design I ended up going with, which is more simple, it doesn't really affect like where the binder holes go. It doesn't affect the design too much, but at the time I just wanted to be sure that nothing I created would be impeded by the binder ring holes on the side, so that's why I have that there. And yeah, so what I did for my binder covers, like I said, was on the more simple side. I was inspired by, I believe their handle on YouTube is Stray Starlight, but I was inspired by the binder cover they did for their Bangchan A5 binder. It was on the more simple side, and I really liked that. So basically, because I decided to drop my Yuki collection and just focus on collecting doshi, I want to update this document to reflect that. So I don't have to update too much. I have to update the photo, so it's just doshi, and then I need to get rid of like Yuki's name and Yuki's name down here as well. So that is what I'm going to do. So I try, when I create files in Photoshop, I try to stay as organized as possible, because oftentimes they are pretty elaborate files. I've mentioned this before, I am a graphic designer. That is my day job. So I use Photoshop because that is the program that I know, that I was taught in. So that is what I like to use, but I know there are plenty of free programs online, but I am obviously comfortable using Adobe programs because I literally went to school for it and it is my job. So yeah, that is what I'm using. So here, do I have, yes, okay, so I already have a guide for the center, and I use MacBooks too, by the way, so the shortcut key is Command semicolon for the guides. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm going to just hide Yuki's name here, and then I'm going to bring doshi up here, just organize. I always need to stay organized with my layers. And then I am going to move doshi to the center. So I did Command T to get the transform tool, just so I can get the bounding box around it, so I can line it up with the center. And you know what, I think I'm gonna make it a little larger as well and move it up a little bit. So that is doshi, and then down here, I'm going to get rid of, oh, I think, okay, yeah. So I did text box down here. So I'm going to get rid of, oh, and I found this is not perfectly centered, so I'm going to fix that as well. Okay. And now I'm going to save, but I'm going to save this as a copy. So this is my folder structure. I always have, normally I have like a working files folder, an assets folder, and an exports folder. I'm just going to label this V2 version 2. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. Actually, I want to see what I did for Yeonjun's cover at the bottom. Okay, yeah, so I just made the separators just smaller. So I try to keep all of my covers uniform. So that is why I like to reference that as well. So I am just going to make this, yeah, that looks good to me. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to select this again and make sure that her name is centered. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to make sure all of this is centered, but I want to move this in a bit because it looked a little far away. I just want to make sure that these are evenly spaced, you know? Okay, so now I'm going to select them all now that I fixed the spacing a bit and make sure the spacing looks good. Okay. So that's that. And then I'm probably going to adjust the heart, maybe bring the heart down a little bit since we have more white space on the bottom. So I'm going to bring this down a bit. The picture, I'm gonna get rid of that. So I just grabbed this heart image off the internet. And yeah, I'm just going to put a little space in between, give it a little bit more breathing room around here. Actually, I'm gonna move the bottom down a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So now, the picture I decided to go with for Yuki is this one. So what I'm gonna do is Command A, Command C, I'm gonna copy it. And what I like to do is I always duplicate layers that I'm working in case I don't like what I'm doing, and then I can just delete the thing I edited and go back. You can also just, you know, go into your history here. But I don't know, for me, I think it's safer to just duplicate. So I'm going to select the heart, and then here I did a mask before with the image. I don't think I want to do a mask again. I think what I want, actually I could do a mask, I guess. Maybe I will do a mask, hold on. So let me do this. Okay. We're going to do, so I'm going to put a mask on this. So that's this button on the bottom right here. I'm going to mask it, and basically what you can do for a mask is if you want a specific shape, I use the wand tool to select the shape layer that's underneath, And then once you click the mask, you can take the black, I believe it's black, yeah. So the black, if you use the paint tool with black paint, you can mask out, aka get rid of the area you don't want. So I will do a mask. I've decided I will do that. I don't know if I should probably actually see, and this is where you go back. So magic wand tool, I am going to move, oops. I'm gonna move this down a little bit just so I can see where I'm going. Because I want her hair in it. Maybe there. Maybe I'll do it that way. Okay. So let me get rid of that. So I'm going to use the wand tool, select the heart again, and then go back to the mask and do this again. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, so that is my new picture. Make sure I got everything. Delete. Okay. So the other thing that you can do is once you select the image that you want, so if I take the wand tool and I go into image, no, it's edit, paste special, paste into. You can just paste it directly into the shape as well. So that is also another option to, you know, cut a picture into a specific shape. So yeah, I think this is cute. Do I want to edit now? Sometimes I like to sharpen the images. So filter, sharpen, just clean it up a bit. Do I want... Sometimes I just do the auto tone, auto contrast, auto color as well. Just simple editing because it, you know, oh, no. Don't like what that did. Just to clean it up a little bit. Okay. So I think I'm happy. Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Yes, okay. And I just used purple as like the accent color because obviously they're called purple kits, but they don't have like official colors. But yeah, these are the updates. I like it. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it into this letter paper size document that I also created because for printing purposes, it is easier if I do this. So you can see the old one that I have here. And so what I am going to do is I'm going to export this as a PNG so that I can bring it into my letter. Okay, this is V2 binder cover. So yeah, I'm gonna export this and then bring it into this document. So open that up. Just Control A or Command A if you're on Mac. Command C. I'm just gonna cover this here. So what I did a small stroke just so that when I was cutting out the paper, I knew the size to make it. So I am going to do another small stroke here and just make it size 1 so it's very faint. Okay, and then that is that. So I am going to go print this out now and I will show you the finished product. And here you can see the finished product. So I just print on normal white cardstock for my binders. And I'm using the outline I created before in the document, the stroke that I spoke about. I'm using that as my guide for when I'm cutting the paper. And then I'm taking my old cover and I'm lining that up and tracing the where the holes are so that I know where to hole punch it, so I know that it will fit properly in the 6-ring binder. But that's that. And that is it for my now doshi only binder. Hopefully this was somewhat informative for you if you're looking into making your own binder covers, and if not, hopefully this was just entertaining. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.